Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose with me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guide and servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Brian+Post. Good evening, everyone. I hope you have had a fantastic, wonderful Wednesday. Hope you had a good day. Hope you're home or getting ready to go to work, or good day. Good day means to all of my peeps all over the world, whatever point in the day it is, morning or afternoon or evening or midnight, Big Papa wishes you a fantastic day. I keep losing that. I don't want to alienate anyone because I know I got folks from all over. So thank you for joining me. In today's episode, we're going to talk about schools, a glimpse inside the parenting matrix based off of a conversation I had with one of my parenting matrix peeps earlier today. Just a phenomenal little situation that she had with her son in her school. And good evening to you, Mother, and good evening, Heidi, and good evening, Lisa. If Heidi is in New Zealand, it's probably not evening for Heidi. So all of you know, a couple weeks ago, I started talking about this concept of inside the parenting matrix. And it is my belief that we are conditioned from the time we are infants, from generations and decades of conditioning, to operate as adults in our roles as parents a certain way. And it dominates society. So it dominates our parenting inside our home. It dominates our schools. It dominates our church, daycares. It's pervasive. And it is the way we see. It's the lens. It's the wool that's been pulled over your eyes. So when you look through that wool, you only see from a matrix perspective. And so I am dead set, have embarked on helping remove that wool from your eyes. I want to help you see inside the parenting matrix and help you understand that there is a way for you to get outside of it if you are struggling with your child's behaviors, if your child has been diagnosed, if your child is on medication, if you've been in years of therapy, if you feel like you want to pull your hairs out, if you feel like you want to commit suicide, if your child has tried to commit suicide, if your child is cutting, if your child lies, if your child's aggressive, if your child's defiant, on and on and on and on and on. And then you have professionals who tell you that your child is broken. They tell you your child is bad. They tell you that you're a failure as a parent. You have other family members that tell you just need to whip your child, or you just need to yell at him, or you need to lock him in a room. On and on and on. All of that is classic inside the parenting matrix conditioning. And I want to give every single person an opportunity to break free. And I have a green pill and a blue pill, and I have a red pill. And you get to take the choice. Which one do you want? Do you want the blue pill or do you want the red pill? If you take the blue pill, nothing changes. If you take the red pill, we go down the rabbit hole and everything changes. We pull the wool off your eyes. So if you're interested, you can just go to theparentingmatrix.com. You make the choice. But tonight, I'm going to give you a glimpse, just based on a conversation I had with one of my families that's inside the parenting matrix, with her son. He's at school, he's functioning, goes to the bathroom, and he is in the bathroom for a long period of time, like 20, 30 minutes. And then the school's like, what's going on? So they go to the door. He doesn't want to come out of the bathroom. So they call mom, and they're like, Mom, can you come down here? And she's like, no, he's at school and I'm 40 minutes away. And they're like, well, could you at least begin making your way here? So classic dynamic where we have children in our care inside a school situation, and we want to still put the blame on the parent. We want to put the responsibility on the parent to understand how to connect and relate to the child. Even though I've got your child 8 hours a day in my classroom, I've got your child essentially more waking hours than you do. I want to call you when I've got behavior problems that I do not know how to do. I don't know how to do anything with. I don't know how to handle. And I want you to come and take care of your child, even though it's my job, my responsibility. Nevertheless, mother's called. She's on her way. She pulled finally. 40 minutes later, she pulls into the parking lot and she gets a call from the special ed teacher, counselor, who the child actually likes and has more of a relationship with, and they've got him out, and he's now in the principal's office. So mom has to go in and ensues a conversation with the principal. Long story short, because mom is working outside of the parenting matrix, so see, this is what Big Papa's giving you is outside of the parenting matrix. So she's like, well, here's some things to consider. There's stress, there's fear, there's trauma, there's math. Math's not good. He doesn't like the teacher. He gets overwhelmed with the work. So he's going, obviously, in the bathroom, try to avoid having to deal with math. The child's there, child's regulated, child's talking to the principal. Principal's like, oh my gosh, I've learned more from this young man in the last 20 minutes than I've actually known. So they're like dropping bombs, like they're dropping all these outside the parenting matrix bombs on this principal, and which is awesome because he's actually receiving it. And then, the young man asks, is he going to get in trouble? Is he going to get expelled? And the principal says, no, you have to do something really bad to get expelled. Now, mom, she's still in the birth canal of the matrix. So she's still in the birth canal of getting outside of the matrix. So she's still stuck. And this is very common for parents, and it's a beautiful place. I love it when parents get stuck right inside the birth canal of the matrix. And it's like a hard labor. And they're just like pushing, trying to get out. Oh, I want to get out of the matrix so bad. I want to get out of the matrix so bad. Oh my gosh. Heads being pressured, their body, oh my gosh, because the matrix doesn't want you to get out. The matrix wants to keep you inside the matrix. The matrix doesn't want you to get out. The matrix likes for you to be stressed out and conditioned because then it feeds into all these other systems that have been created. So mom's struggling. Here's a kid, not going to get expelled. Mom, takes her son. They go home. They're calm. They're good. And then she sends me a message in the private group, sends me a private message. And then, because that's what I do with my parents inside the parenting matrix, I support them because we're working hand in hand. We want to get through this. I want to see you get out of the matrix. That is my life calling. It is my passion. That's why I show up here every single night at 6:30 Central Standard Time to help you get out of the matrix. So mom shoots me a message. I get on with her. And she says, I'm a little concerned. She said, we did good. I'm a little concerned that now he thinks he's got to raise, he's going to have some worse behavior so he can get expelled because he doesn't like going to school. He doesn't want to be at school, yada, yada. And I said to mom, what if in an alternate reality, and I want you guys to consider this because this is classic outside of the parenting matrix, feedback and insights. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Angela. What if in an alternate reality, this young man went to a room which had no sensory stimulation. It had no sounds. It was quiet. And he went into that room because he was stressed. And he didn't know how to communicate with his words, so he communicated with his behavior. He went into this room, and he didn't want to leave this room because he knew he needed to be in this room in order to be able to regulate himself. And what if in an alternate reality, hey Deanne, in an alternate reality, we looked at this young man's behaviors, because Big Papa's always telling you, listen to behaviors, respond to the child. What if we listened to his behaviors and we said, this young man went into a bathroom, see if we're really listening. Maybe now he's communicating through his behaviors because he can't use his words. So we're going to figure out how we can best meet his needs, which is going to mean we're probably going to create a safe place for him. We're going to find a school counselor's room he can go to the next time he gets stressed and overwhelmed and he doesn't know how to communicate because he's probably in some pre-verbal place. But he knows he needs to do something to try to take care of himself. So we're not going to look to punish him. We're going to look to meet his needs. We're going to look to thank him for communicating to us in a way that says, we haven't been able to figure this out for you in the school to make you feel safe. You're giving us an opportunity. So we're going to learn, we're going to create a safe place for you. We're going to create a place for you to go when you feel stressed and overwhelmed. So we're not going to look to punish you. So what if we did that for this young man? And what if we just, from that one communication of him going into the bathroom and staying in there and not wanting to come out. And then what if we learned from this situation? What if we learned that he went in there because math really stresses us out? He really stresses him out. So what if we said, you know what, we're going to figure out some way. Now, we may not be able to do anything with the teacher-child relationship. Unfortunately, we may not be able to do anything with that because that's really trying to help another adult learn how to be more attuned and more understanding of this young man and his challenges. And sadly, inside the parenting matrix, some adults just don't care. They just don't care enough to do anything different to make the experience for a child better. So obviously we end up with some of the chaos that we do end up with. But what if we took his communication of trying to avoid this classroom and avoid this subject as him saying, it's too much for me, I can't handle it, I get overwhelmed, and we said, okay, so let's figure out how to get you a classroom mentor. Let's try to figure out a way to get you some tutoring. Let's put this in your IEP so that you don't have homework, and if you need assistance, it can be done in the classroom, it can be done after school, it can be done before school, but whatever we need to do to help you feel more successful in the classroom is what we're going to do specifically in that classroom, and we're going to give you this new environment, this safer environment, so you don't have to go in that old stinky bathroom, which is cold and a little desolate and a little isolated and sterile. We're going to give you a room that's quiet and comfortable and soothing, that's going to nurture you for what you're communicating your needs really are. What if we did that for this young man? And then, as soon as we did that, because we take this paradigm of responsibility that says you're communicating with us, we have a responsibility to meet your needs and help you feel better. What if we take this paradigm of responsibility and then we remove all need to punish? There's no longer a need to punish because we realize that this young man has actually been educating us. He's actually been teaching us on how to best meet his needs, how to best serve him, and he did it. He did it in the most responsible possible way he could. He went to the bathroom. Now, all the adults inside the parenting matrix are up in arms because he's in the bathroom and he's been in there for 40 minutes. Call his mom because she needs to come and save us. What exactly? He wasn't in the bathroom smoking a cigarette. He wasn't in the bathroom sexually acting out. He wasn't in the bathroom getting naked. He wasn't in the bathroom tearing anything up, spray painting the walls. He was in the bathroom sitting, trying to regulate himself. But our fear, Garrett says, you are speaking heresy. It is about time someone did. I love to speak heresy. I can't help it. I'm outside of the matrix, brother. Our fear is that we have lost control because he's not sitting at his desk struggling, hopelessly, getting completely stressed out in this math class with a teacher who is misattuned, and by all reason doesn't really care about seeing him any differently. We're putting this young man in that emotionally absent classroom every day with that emotionally absent educator. And we wonder why he doesn't want to be in school. And then we wonder why he's stressing his mom out every freaking morning about going to school. We're sending him into an environment. This is a 9-year-old kid. 9-year-old kid. We're sending him into a potentially emotionally abusive environment every single day. And then we wonder why he doesn't want to go. We wonder why we get all this conflict created in the home because of the challenges in school. And then you got parents stressing over trying to get their kids in school because they feel like they've been conditioned to believe that they have to. Or something bad's going to happen. You're going to get a call from the police. Schools threaten parents with jail if their kids don't go, but they won't do anything different to make it a safe, secure, nurturing environment for the child so we can foster the child's emotional regulation so then they can effectively learn. Remember, Stress causes confusion, distorted thinking, and suppresses the short-term memory. But what if we removed all of that? What if we removed all of that blame and shame and need to control, and we just listened to children's behaviors? And this young man who didn't kick the walls, he didn't run away, he didn't yell and cuss, he just went into the freaking bathroom. What if we listened to it as a sign that he wasn't getting his needs met? And we slowed down and we just said, buddy, we're sorry we haven't been paying attention. We're sorry we didn't know that this was such a stressful environment for you. Can we just talk a little bit about what you need to feel safe? If we create this safe room for you, this comfort, this security room for you, could you go there instead of going to the bathroom? Because I don't know what it is about the bathroom, but all the adults seem to just get real freaked out about you being in the bathroom for too long. Even if you're in the bathroom by yourself, they just get too, I don't know about the bathroom. So could you go, if we say, look, you can go in the school counselor's room, and once we know you're in there, we can then bring your work, and the school counselor can help you, or we'll assign you a mentor from the sophomore class or the junior class or the senior class to come in and work with you on your math. Whatever you need, we want to help you feel better because we care about you, we love you, and we want to see you be successful. So we're sorry that we haven't been able to hear you when you've been talking to us through your behaviors. We apologize. We haven't been listening. We have so many kids. We just get so overwhelmed, and sometimes the ones who are yelling the loudest, we just don't hear them. So we're sorry for that, and we're going to do a much better job. And we look forward to seeing you when you come back to school tomorrow. Are you going to get expelled? Absolutely not. You should probably expel me from my job for a week because I'm burnt out and I'm not listening anymore. You should probably expel me, and I should come back in a week and have to have a better attitude and a better mindset and some different strategies and some different skills on how to deal with traumatized children. Because, to be honest with you, son, I'm not trauma-informed, and I should be, because I serve kids like you every single day. So the fact that I'm not trauma-informed and my teacher's not trauma-informed and my teacher's actually getting away with not doing anything different in the classroom probably tells me that we're all burnt out, and we're just going through the same motions, doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. That kind of makes us all crazy, doesn't it? Oh, and we are charged with your care and education. That's not a very good situation to be in. And I apologize to you. I'm going to do better. We're going to do better. Yes, Brenda, we do. We put too much stress on children. And when we put stress on children, it confuses and distorts their thinking, suppresses their short-term memory, then guess what? They cannot learn. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a perspective from outside of the parenting matrix. And every single day, probably every single hour from the hours of 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., schools and children are going through that same scenario, and parents are getting calls every single day, probably happening hundreds of thousands of times over the course of a school year. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, every single day. That would be so interesting to see that statistic. Every 8 seconds, a parent is getting called because a school does not know how to deal with a traumatized child. That's outside of the parenting matrix. I want to see you get outside of the parenting matrix. I want you to join us. Join us inside the parenting matrix as we escape, as we transcend, as we break through. Thank you for joining me. Big Papa loves you. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope when you lay your heads down tonight, please, Lord, look over your home and bless your children and bless your body and your heart and your soul and your brain and release your cells that carry so much generational imprints of stress and trauma, and remove the wool from your eyes. And when you wake up tomorrow, you are refreshed, restored, renewed, re-energized, and looking anew with a lens of love, a heart of love, a spirit of love. God bless you. Big Papa loves you. And remember, in any given situation, we always have two choices. We can continue to react from imprints of fear and stress and overwhelm, or we can stop. We can take 3 to 10 deep breaths. We can slow down, and we can choose love. We'll see you tomorrow night.